Hey folks, how you doing? This is Susie Meadows. Making sure we are broadcasting. It looks like we are. I need to get my volume totally turned down. And we'll rearrange just a little bit. See, hey, Vicki, how you doing, lady? Hope you're staying cool now that it's starting to heat up just a little more. We'll do a little bit of moving of the camera. Make sure everything's in frame. Looks a little, well, yep, I think it's good enough. There we go. I have a pesky fly, so if you hear a fly swatter, yeah, you know what I'm doing. I'm going after that fly. Anyway, hey folks, how you doing? This is Susie Meadows. Welcome. This is Crafting with Susie, my Monday, my weekly Facebook Live. This is how you can catch up with me. You can email me through there. You can, if you don't have a demonstrator, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, this is where you can check out all the goodies and my events. And I do like to give folks a thank you. So if you use that host code, that's wonderful. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, an independent one here in central Indiana. Northern Boone County, in fact. So if you're local, or even if you're not, you can order from anywhere, courtesy of the website, and we'll ship things to you. So, but welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Facebook Live. You'll know we're live by looking up in this corner if there is a red rectangle that says live. Otherwise, you're watching the replay, which is wonderful. I like to save these on YouTube because not everybody uses Facebook. So, but anyway, so we're going to get going. And this is the stamp set we're going to be using, Sweet Treats. And it is in the mini catalog, the July through December one. And I've been wanting to play with this for a while, and I only got around to one or two cards, so didn't get near as many. I've had a lot of extra things happening lately, and I haven't been able to craft as much as I want. But I do want to remind you, we're during celebration. August 3rd to the end of September, you get goodies. If you purchase $50, then you have a selection of goodies that you can get. And in fact, last week I made several projects using 4 of these free goodies. So I used the bedazzling paper, I used the Penguin Playmates, which I also have a class coming up next month with the penguins. And I showed a card with this one, and I really like using this paper. So, okay, so just don't forget about that, because I don't want you to miss out on that, because, hey, you know, we all like free stuff, and this is some quality free stuff, let me tell you. So, but let me show you this stamp set. It is a photopolymer. There are 12 stamps. You can see we've got a stand for whether you want pies or candy apples or cupcakes. And actually, I think this set would go really good with a couple of the others that I've shown in the past. And I'm pulling them out. This was one of them, Measure of Love. That one would go really good. And there's another one. And of course, I'm not seeing it right off. That's okay. But it's the one that has heck of a lot of die cuts. There it is. It's called What's Cooking. This is a fun one too. And I have already crafted with both of these. So go back and look in the video library to see what we made with those. But this is the one we are focusing on today. Okay, it is on page 11 in this catalog. But I want to show you what else I'm going to use. I am going to use these. This is on page 9. These are the Gingerbread and Peppermint Memories and More cards and envelopes. You get 20 of them. They're on page 9, like I said. And this is the envelope. And we'll get the card out, the pre-made card base, because we need that. So we're going to be using those. And while I had these, I have to show you, I have not been able to play with these yet, but I want to. But number 3, the Gingerbread Peppermint Memories and More card pack. We're using the cards and envelopes, but there's also a card pack that is really fun. I don't know about you, but every Christmas we bake, And look at these cooling sheets, cooling racks. Aren't they cool? You have some shiny ones, some black ones, and other sides white if you want something different. But these are nice because if you want to put some projects together that you don't have to stamp, this is what to use. It's beginning to taste a lot like Christmas. And of course, they're double-sided. And you also get these cute things. These are stickers. Look at that. Some oven mint and some different ways you can decorate things. And here's some sentiments. Merriest Christmas. Your friendship makes the season sweeter. And those are all stickers. So like I said, you don't have to stamp if you didn't want to. So, but these are fun, but I've not had a chance to play with them yet. Like I said, I've been busy. Summer is tough for me because I do a lot of gardening and yard work and things. So it makes it a little tough for me to do as much stamping as I do in the winter. But, so we're going to be using these. And here's that stamp set I wanted to show you really quick here. There we go. It's on page 11. And look at these cute ones that the Stampin' Up! Has already given us as an example. Cute. I didn't case any. In other words, I didn't copy and share everything about it, but I did look at them a good bit. So, okay, let's get our catalog out of the way. Folks, when you come on, make sure you let me know you're joining me and where you're from. But we are going to go ahead and get started here. So this card base, we aren't going to need our envelope right now, so we'll put it off to the side. Oops, I can see that shiny. Let me see. Sometimes if I put something underneath here, it won't be as shiny. Let's see how that does. Oh, and you see I've already worked on a pie and a candy apple and a cupcake. So, but let's go ahead, and this is already scored for you even. So I'm just putting my edges together and getting it creased. Okay, and look at this. Isn't this neat? It's already got some really pretty stuff there. And we're going to use that frame. So we're going to do a good bit of stamping. I think we will start with, we're going to start here with our cake stand. I'm going to use gray granite because if you look at this, I think that's very close to gray granite there. And I think a lot of those cake stands or serving platters they tend to be, well, glass or metal, but I'm doing this like it's metal. So I'm just inking it up and I'm going to stamp it straight down. There we go, and get that out of the way. Okay, we're done with our gray granite. Get that back out of the way. Like I said, we're going to do a good bit of stamping. Let's go with, we're going to go with this next. That pretty, I don't know if you call that a bundt cake that's decorated or not, but anyway, we are going to use basic gray. I'm using that rather than the black because it's more subdued. And as you'll notice, I'm not inking up my holly here. But I do need a piece of paper, scrap piece of paper, just in case I go over. Because, there we go. It reminded me of fruitcake too. I agree. It did remind me of that. So we will, okay, and we're going to use this, a tasty treat for someone sweet. We are going to use that on the inside of our card. So I'm going to stamp that down. There we go. And that's all we're going to use our gray granite for right now. Okay, so we're going to put this off to the side. Now we are going to use, pulling things over here because I've got it on a side table. We are going to use our cinnamon cider. And we need, what do we need? We're going to use this. Let me get these over here out of the way. We're going to use Happy Birthday. And I'm going to do that on Flirty Flamingo. So let's go ahead and get this inked up. Oh, got it upside down. I like to see what I'm stamping. So, straight down. There we go. Looks good to me. Get that. Get our... Oh, we're not done. Okay. We are also going to use this stack stone. And these, I like just leaving them in the case, the sticky. They just stay right there. So I'm going to get that back out of the way. I'm just going to ink that up right there, because that's all I need. And I have this little piece that I'm just going to put right there. And then I have a scratch piece of paper that I'm going to put on it, and I'm going to press it down along with pressing off the other ink. There we go. Okay, see, I could have, I should have probably used a whole piece of paper though. Okay, and let's get this up. There we go. We've got just a little bit of stack stone. And now that it's messy, we'll go ahead and with the paper. Oops, sorry for moving you. Okay, get that back out of the way. Okay. And we are going to use this heart and also for the inside. And I'm going to use this cinnamon cider. And right there in the middle. And another time. And another time. There we go. Decorating the inside of our card. And I need one more. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh, I didn't want it that color. Or did I? Nope, I didn't. But that's okay, because we are going to use Early Espresso. And... okay, now you can always clean this off. I'm just gonna, as you can see, I'm cleaning it right there. It's a lighter color, so I can just put it in a darker color and go straight down. There we go. That's what I wanted, an Early Espresso. Good deal. Okay, get these out of the way. Now we've got some things to work on here. Okay, I need to get a seat so I can get just a little bit closer. Now that I'm done stamping, I can look. Okay. Now let's see. I'm going to do fussy cutting. Some of you may hate fussy cutting, but I am actually first. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do some coloring. And I will show you at the end. I colored in water. I'm going to color this in watercolors. But then I also, watercolor pencils, pardon me, let me clarify, watercolor pencils. You find those in the annual catalog. You find them on page 126. See, there's a selection, Assortment 1 and Assortment 2 with different colors. Well, I just have them and I have them together. And what I've done, reaching here, I just get one of our single stamps sets. You can get to these blank cases, and I just have put both sets in here. They fit perfect along with my blending pen. So, but let's go ahead and get coloring. Okay, Vicki mentioned fruitcake. That's what I thought of. So to me, the round things are probably cherries. Let me see. I think I've got, I see 2 round cherries. And that is with cherry cobbler. Now, I'm not going to be blending this part of it, but, okay, to me, lemons will be, it's a lemon slice, or maybe it's pineapple, I don't know, but that's what I think of there. And let me see. I think it's called citron or something like that, but there's some candied green stuff that I really like. And that in Mom's fruitcake, she makes some pretty good fruitcake. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm saying these are half slices of orange, like that. And I've got another one. And I think these last things, I don't know, I'm going to say they're big chunks of walnut. So they're black, dark brown. So there we go. Now, like I said, I'm not blending these. But now this next part, I'm going to. I'm going to use my early espresso, and I am just going to lightly, so you can see I'm not coloring everything. I'm just putting enough color on there that when I blend, I can move it around. So just a little more here. Okay, smidgen more. There we go. Get some up here. There we go. So let me get this close to the camera. Oops. See, I didn't color it solid. And early espresso was dark. You know, that heart was dark. But now I'm going to use my blender pen. And I always make sure, I always touch it on something else to make sure that I cleaned it. The last time I used it, you can see it's got color, so it looks like but it's stained. So I'm probably putting this in a little bit of a shadow. Let me see if I can move it a bit. So as you can see, I'm just grabbing some of this brown, this early espresso, and moving it around. And what it's doing, it's making it a light brown because I didn't put too much on. So we're halfway done with this baby here. There we go. I like coloring. It takes time, so actually I don't do a lot of it. I tend to do it a little more simpler, easier, but I do enjoy doing this when I have the time. To me, it's very relaxing. Some people don't like to color, you know, but that's okay. Okay. Oh, I want this blended a little more. Now let me get this back up here so you can see. You see how it's blended in so much better? There we go. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, now we're gonna clean this. See, you can see just a little bit of brown on there. Okay, now I'm going to get the lid back on, and now I'm going to use this. What is this? This is Balmy Blue. And I think the artists have helped us out, telling us where shading needs to happen by putting those dark lines. And so I'm just putting a little bit of blue along those dark lines. And then I'm going to blend it also. Okay, and I'm going to do a little bit up here. And see, actually, you know, that's a lot of blue. Look at that. That really sticks out right now, doesn't it? Well, let's get our blender. Make sure it's clean. Okay. And I'm going to, I can tell I'm getting, you see as I just move this, how it is moving the color around and making it a little softer, more subtle. So I like getting the dark and just grabbing color and sending it up to where there isn't color. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but you know, it looks good to me. Okay. Now this is just our regular white paper. So as you can see right there, it's pilling just a little bit, and that's because I'm rubbing a little bit hard. So I'm going to back it off. You know, if you really want to do a lot of coloring, our thick white is wonderful, whether you use alcohol blends or this. But I think that looks pretty good right there. Okay, make sure, I like to clean it for my next time. Looks good. Okay, so I think that's looking pretty good. I don't know about you guys, what you think? Yep, looks good. Okay, now this we're going to fussy cut. But it will not take long at all. When I fussy cut, I just try to keep a little tiny white cloud around the outside. I move the paper rather than the scissors. And it doesn't have to be precise, I don't think. See, I'm not getting as much of a white cloud right now. But we'll go here. See, it doesn't take much time whatsoever. Now, this is not going to be a Christmas card, even though there was holly on top. That's just not what it's going to be. Okay. Now, this, I have already cut this out, so you don't have to see me cut that out. I'm helping you out here a little bit. Okay, now this one, this heart, I want to go with Early Espresso, and I'm using Calypso Coral. And if you know Calypso Coral, it's dark. Well, once again, I'm doing it light. So you see how light that is? Let's get my blender. Yep, it's clean. And I'm just going to move it around a little bit. There you go. Now, if I move it too much, I'll grab that brown, and I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm stopping right now. Okay. And we're going to cut this one out, which won't take long at all. Okay. Once again, I'm moving my paper. There we go. And actually, our snips are all the way sharp, all the way to the point that I could, like there, I can just snip it and it's going to cut it. There we go. So we are ready to assemble. Okay. Let's get our card. I'm going to use my green capped multi-purpose glue. We are going to use our stacked stone, and I'm making it sort of like a shelf is what I'm doing. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back. It doesn't take a lot. This is not Elmer's. So it truly does not take a lot. And I've cut this to fit right inside there. There we go. So need to scoot it just a little bit. There we go. Okay, now we need to put our stand next. And this is the one that I use, gray granite. And you can see I'm not using gobs of glue. It's just a little tiny bit. And because if you use too much, then it gets everywhere and it's a mess. Oh, I about put it upside down for this purpose at least. I do want to make a card with it upside down because you see this cloche. I think if we turn that upside down, I don't know about you, but I like putting ornaments in one of those in like a big bowl and lights, but I haven't, that's one thing I want to play with a little bit. Okay, next, we are ready for our pretty bundt cake, fruit cake, whatever you want to call it. That shape, that's what throws me. I'm not sure what to call it, but it is an attractive shape. So we're just going to put that right in the middle. Okay, and our heart, I want to pop it up, so I'm using some dimensionals. Just one dimensional is all it's going to take. And put that right on the middle. Get the release off. Come on. I don't have any fingernails. When I work outside, my hands, they sure get in rough shape. So there we go. So I'm using that instead of the holly. Now we need to put the happy birthday there. And I think I'm just going to snip it. Now I could bump it up, but I'm not going to. I'm going to lay it down, straight down there. So just a little more glue. Checking on the time, we're doing good. I'll show you the card I made with blends. See if that's straight? It is. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to do, I could definitely add some bling, but I'm going to use Wink of Stella. And just put, now remember, Wink of Stella will move things around a little bit. So make sure it's clean. And I want some here because I think this icing would be glossy. So I'm going like that. There we go. Okay. So there is our card. And see, on the inside, we already have it. Happy birthday. And just Tasty's treat for someone sweet. Now, I could go ahead and color those. In fact, I will. I'll use that Calypso Coral once again and just do a little bit. Little bit of pink icing's the way I'm looking at it. For a heart cookie. Get our blender pen and just move it around just a little bit to, there we go. And just this last one here. There we go. Looking good. Okay. So we have our birthday card and we have our envelope. And in fact, I could put a heart right here or a cupcake or I could do all kinds of things, couldn't I? So now I wanted to show you a card I made earlier. Now this is with the blends. I colored with Petal Pink and once again, Balmy Blue. And I don't know, can you see it shiny? I can, I don't know if you can. What I used was Crystal Effect, Shimmery Crystal Effect. It goes on really thick and it takes a little bit of time to dry, but it makes it really shiny. I don't know, see, I can see that wonderfully, but I don't know if you guys can or not. So this is another way to add some nice shimmer to your projects. Now, these, as you can tell, they're different. You know, this one is with the watercolor pencils. And this one, let me get that out of the way. And this one is out of blends. So I had to use different inks. When you use alcohol blends, and that is, an alcohol blend is our Stampin' Blends. And like this is light pale papaya, but they're alcohol based. So with this one, it's really important to use Memento ink. Okay, now these I used are craft inks. You know, I use these, Early Espresso and other colors. And with that, I could do my watercolor pencils. Now, you can also use your pencils on here, but just realize you've got to be close, getting close to the, when you're close to the edges, you got to be careful. So, okay. So, gang, that's all I've got. So I will hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about different ways to color. I will be back next Monday, which is the 23rd on my normal Facebook live. And I will see if you've got a stamp set you'd like me to work with, let me know and we'll check it out. So, but I know I've got a totally cluttered workspace now, don't I? So, but there you go. These are our projects. So, if you've got any questions, give me a holler. Thanks a bunch, gang. Bye-bye.